Bill here, Montana Mountain UTV, and we've got Matt's Can-Am X3 in here, 2020 X3, 72-inch wide. And I've got some major wheel bearing slop going on here, folks. So what we're gonna do, I think this sucker's on the ground just a little bit here. What we're gonna do is replace both rear wheel bearings today. Yeah, she's floppy, see that? Should not flop like that. Boing, yeah. Okay, so he's got about 8,000 miles on this thing though. She's doing pretty good, so let's get cranking here, get some new bearings going. Matt did go to the local Can-Am dealership and get some Can-Am factory bearings here. So there's a factory part number for you. Stay with me and we'll get it pressed in. Yeah, all right. Caliper off of here. Brake pads are looking good. Set that out to the side. Now what we want to do, see all that play in there. Nice to try and separate these two. Here they go. Nice and easy. That moved quite a bit. Get some penetrating lube in there. It's working. There we go. Looking good. When you're replacing a wheel bearing, it's the same as on cars. A lot of Subarus I refer to, these are very similar to Subarus, the press type bearing. You want to make sure that this isn't eaten up. Sometimes if you let them go too far, it'll actually wear away the hardened surface on here. So this one looks like it's going to be okay. I'll just get it cleaned up. When changing a wheel bearing is remove this whole hub assembly out of here and press the bearing out in a press, something similar to what I have up there. I also have a really handy dandy tool. Where'd it go? It's over here. And it is called the Hub Grappler by OTC. And I use this a lot doing wheel bearings at work. I have used it a lot in the past. There's a part number on that bad boy, a very handy dandy kit. So this would do things like if that rotor part didn't want to pull off by hand, these jaws would actually work and push against the CV shaft, or you could pull things apart, get the CV shaft out of the way. Bearing definitely presses this way, and there is a clip. So the first thing I want to do is get the clip out, but really before that I'm actually going to smash the bearing down just a little bit to relieve any pressure that's built up against that clip. It's a huge tip. Just trying to let the bearing soak before I smash it down, and let that ring come out of there. Nice and easy. Baby. Tap taparoo. Swing. Okay, so this one, the bearing actually separated a little bit, where the inner raceway is still on here, which can be an issue if it was in there causing damage, but it actually slid a little bit, so thinking I'll be able to get that freed up and get it out of there. But yeah, you can see the ball bearings in there. So I'm gonna get this knuckle off, get them over to the press and get them pressed out. See, that surface is looking really good, where the bearing needs to ride on the inner race. You don't want to see it tore up or pitted or smaller in diameter in one area is the biggest thing. Bearing race needs to ride on, just using a little bit of emery and a little bit of that PB Blaster multi-purpose lubricant. It's kind of the cheap stuff, pro grade, more like a WD-40. And just try to look here, looking for any pitting or any like diameter difference there, and it looks good. I think we saved it in time. Get away from the ring like I've been talking about here. So what I'm gonna do is try and select the right size cup here that's gonna push on the outer most edge of that bearing. So it looks like it's gonna be one of the smaller ones here. Obviously this is kind of a truck service kit, but yeah, I wanna make sure it's not actually pushing on the clip, but it's as close to the edge of that clip as possible to hit the outer race. And I'm gonna push it away in the wrong direction essentially, and that's gonna help free up that clip. A lot of people fight getting the clip out. I'm not going to fight getting the clip out. All right, I always like to give my air tools a little extra oil. You know, this pressing type stuff can be a little hard on them. Here we go. Just smash it down a little bit. Make sure I'm not on that clip. Spaces, I'll just like the plate and back it up. Now, I'm gonna go after that clip. It's gonna be fun. Yes, little bugger. All right, so now I'm going to set this up where the bearing can go into the receiving cup. I've got a pusher that can push all the way through. I don't really need my spacers, but I'm going to go with one of them. The nut. I'm going to go with two of them. And the nut. Okay. Okay, I got the cold impact out of my pickup that I carry with me for changing tires or whatever in the truck. As you can see, it's got a full warm battery off the charger. Let's see. Oh yeah. And I'm ready to reassemble. I got these things pressed together with the green Loctite in there. I'm gonna put some more of my favorite copper grade easy brake on these splines. It just really helps things come apart. After you're into them next time, and as much mud and gunk and stuff we get into, it's nice to have some of this on the old splines. I'll also use it on some of the hardware going back together. Pretty straightforward. I'll catch you here after this. All right, good morning everybody. I've got my side-by-side in here, and I've got Judd's 2022 X3 in here. It's the RS edition, 72-inch wide, pretty nice machine there. Decked out, does not have the smart shocks, I don't believe. No, but very nice unit. What we're gonna be doing for him today is getting on a rear receiver hitch mount plate. I'll send you the link in the description for the one that he got. And then I also ordered one for myself. I've got the Rough Country, so we'll be selling some Rough Country stuff for pickups mainly, and Jeeps of course. One of the biggest differences we'll be discussing today is the difference in the 2021, which clearly has 2, 4, 6 mounting bolts, and the 2022 that has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 mounting bolts. Now, I did consider getting the 2022 style and fabbing it in, simply just drilling extra holes at the top and at the bottom and getting some hardware, maybe even some factory mounting hardware from Can-Am. But I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna go ahead and go with the RC, and we'll do a quick comparison on the install, and I'll show you guys what's going on. All right guys, KFI is the brand on Judd's rear receiver mount, and I was just looking at, you know, quality of welds. Looks pretty good on that one. It's made in the USA, $69 on eBay. Rough Country didn't necessarily say made in the USA. Quality of welds looking pretty good. Powder coats, I like the shiny on this one a little bit better. Both $69. Chain hoop holes, if you will, are a little small. I can barely get my finger through there. These ones are definitely a lot bigger, a little beefier. It's going to mount the hitch up in a higher position, which generally could be good if you're like stuck in something and you're trying to get to a retrieval point or a good spot to hook on, you know, and you're buried down in, having it down low versus having it up high. You know, higher is probably better, clearance wise, bashing into stuff too. But anyhow, I'm going to get the Rough Country one installed and then get my worn Axon 45 RC. So reduced coil is what the RC stands for. So the coil's shorter, so the rope length is shorter. Perfect for something that you want to just put on the back. I'm also going to try and set it up on my trailer, where I could have this set up on there and plug into the truck and do like pull a dead machine on the trailer. That would be kind of cool, since I have the winch. Oh, blue. Yeah, let's get going. But I'm gonna leave these units on the ground. I'm gonna unbolt them right where they're at. I'm not gonna try and lift it up, let the suspension hang, or do anything like that. I think it's gonna work just fine on the ground. We'll find out. end up with spaghetti there, it looks like, when all the pieces are kind of falling apart. Let's see which one this is here real quick. If we can pull it up. Yeah, the KFI 69 bucks is the one we're gonna be putting on his. Let's see if I can get mine on real quick. You can see the factory one's kind of a two-piece setup. It's funny that you can use it to recover the vehicle, but don't pull a load. So they must be saying, you know, don't pull anything heavier than the vehicle, obviously. So let's see if I can get this on here. Yeah, these are kind of fun. Definitely, like I was saying, spaghetti, trying to get these things lined up. You can see where I'm at here. I've got top two started, no problem. Middle ones look like they're gonna go into place. No big deal. Getting this last one lined up. Kind of fun, yeah. I see why you didn't do it yourself, Jed. It's gonna be more fun with 10 bolts. Okay, so like I said, install time wasn't too bad on getting my rough country receiver hitch installed. We'll get this KFI one installed here. So looking at it, it looks like it actually kind of mounts lower. The hitch is lower. I was looking at it upside down before. You can see the bolt pattern matches up better that way. So gives a nice little recovery hook area though. Should be just fine for what Judd needs. Okay, so after doing my rear receiver hitch and talking about doing it on the ground, leaving all the links where they were, on the ground it kind of left the bottom two sprung outwards, which kind of makes it hard to get everything lined up. With this one, you can see we've got 10 bolts to get lined up. So I actually unbolted all the nuts and just started lifting it up till I saw the pressure relieve, and I was able to pull the old plate off without having to pry much. So hopefully this new one will go on without having to force it very much. All right, Skidoo boxes everywhere, folks. I'm at the local dealership here, which is just right by my house. They've got a bunch of snowmobile inventory, it looks like. Maybe a couple used side-by-sides out here. There's an XC Desert Tan, I like that. So yeah, I'll just kind of show you what it looks like inside here real quick. Hopefully I didn't forget my list. I'm gonna see what all I need here. Oh yeah.